Hello and welcome to day 86 of Dungeon 23. As you can see, the room is already made, and that is because I forgot to hit record when I made the room. So it's already done. And as you can see, it's a very simple room, a bit too simple, and that's because it's a trap. So the way the trap works is this door is unlocked, and you could walk in and see this chest here. And the chest is unlocked, but it acts as a trigger for the trap, which is this room will spray poisonous gas. Or just, it floods completely with poisonous gas. And it's a DC 14 to actually notice the trap, or rather the chest is trapped. And if you try to open it or move it, unless you disarm it with a DC 17, which is pretty high, Thieves' Tools or Lockpick, whatever you want to call it, check, then it goes off. Otherwise, you could disable it if it's good enough. And the room fills up with poisonous gas. Any creature that ends its turn within the room that isn't holding its breath, because the way holding, well, not because of it, but holding your breath in D&D is a bit weird. A lot of people forget about the rules. I think the rule generally is you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to your Constitution modifier with a minimum of 30 seconds. And, if you're not breathing in the poisonous gas, and you can't really die from it. But if you hold your breath for too long, then, you have to start making con saves, and you could die, and that's not fun. Although, honestly, I think taking levels of exhaustion instead of just taking damage from suffocating works better. Because, one, there's no real damage type for suffocation. Like, you'd think maybe necrotic, because it's necrosis, it's your body breaking down, but yeah, it makes sense, but also it kind of doesn't fit with the whole negative energy idea. It's not really poison, although it technically is, because it's, your body's building up this poison in your system, the carbon dioxide, but also kind of acid, because it's kind of, it's tricky, and you could always argue whatever it could be, but I think doing just exhaustion gained for every fail works better. But this is less about the suffocation rules and more about the actual poison. And it's only a D4 per at the end of your turn, so it's not a lot, and it's half damage. So, well, not D4, D6 rather, and it's DC 15, so it's pretty difficult, but also it's not a whole lot. At most, you're taking 6 damage around, which is pretty. It's not insubstantial, but the door has a AC of 14, a bit lower than most normal things, and only 16 HP, so it could be busted down pretty easily. It could also be lockpicked with a DC 14, but that may take some time. Maybe an action, I think is fair. Now, for what the actual chest contains a hand crossbow, just a generic hand crossbow. Light, loading, one-handed, that kind of stuff. 3d6 crossbow bolts, a small pouch containing 1d4 plus 2 electrum, which is, if you don't know how electrum works, it is 1/2 of a gold piece, so equal to 50 copper pieces. It doesn't get a whole lot of use in most games, although it is typically used as if you have a not secret society, but a lost society or a collapsed society or an ancient society, and you want to make your money and their loot stand out a bit more, other than just describing their technology and their tools and their weapons and the stuff you find there looking differently, you tend to give them electrum pieces, because it shows that their currency was different. Kind of like how silver and copper are typically used for money, but before humanity started using those, we used bronze before we had gold and silver. Well, we had them, we just didn't use them. And also, electrum is just a alloy of gold and silver, and I think maybe even a little bit of copper. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe some tin. I'm not super sure. It's primarily gold and silver mixed together. The final thing in the chest is a bottle labeled Goblin Ale, and when you drink it, it allows the creature to speak, and only speak, Goblin for a minute. And I think that's really funny. It's kind of based on West of Loathing and how they have the goblin foods, which, even played West of Loathing, go play West of Loathing. It's amazing. I wish the sequel was as good, but no, just go play West of Loathing. But with that out of the way, This is our chest and its trap. Here's our door, which can be kicked down. It's this room right here, which is built onto the snake room, the dragon room, and then also this tiny chest room right here. This has been day 86. I was really contemplating just like skipping this episode as a joke because, like, you know, I got 86th, but I didn't want to break my my streak of daily uploads for a bit. Maybe I'll put this like 15 minutes late so that way it seems like it's gonna be 86th. I don't know. I might do that. I might not. I don't know. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that crap. And I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to improve.